you tune into the other people on these, you got Joe Josephs, you got Popeye, you got JJ Jinks, you got Bob Tuskin. Tune into these shows when they're on. Give them a listen. You'll learn all sorts of stuff, from good gardening tips, healthy eating, to things that are revolting and disgusting. That's my part. Okay. I bet you didn't know that we had a microphone in the Oval Office. And earlier today, Eric Holder went running into the Oval Office to inform Barack Obama.
I've come on the most urgent of business. It is said that the people are revolting.
You said it. They stink on ice.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we stink on ice. Yeah, wait, it's going to get better. Okay, I promised you I'd be talking about Occupy Wall Street, and is it a farce? Here's the problem that we're having with this. We have some very good people down there doing some very nice things. And you can tell the difference between the people who are just average Americans and the people who are from an organized group. The people that are average Americans, you see them holding up signs that they wrote with crayon or they wrote it with magic marker on a piece of cardboard. Excuse me. Then you have the other people. You have the ones that are down there with the beautiful printed signs. They've been sent out, they've been printed up, and they're walking around with these beautifully printed signs. I don't think they all print that well. And they all look the same. Now, what we did find out on this, Van Jones said, watch out, Occupy Wall Street, leftist groups to eclipse Tea Party in 2012. This was on CNS News. It's on my website. Left-wing activist and former Obama administration official Van Jones said, watch out, because his Save the American Dream movement, along with the Occupy Wall Street protest movement, would eclipse the Tea Party in 2012. It was very easy when the Tea Party first started to dismiss them, to laugh at them, and to say this is just nothing. It's some kind of joke. It's a fad. It's going to go away. Jones told reporters after the Save the American Dream rally in Washington, D.C. on Tuesday. It would be very easy to make the same mistake again. He continued. But the potential here is about 10 times greater than the Tea Party, because if you look at the Tea Party, it represented about 20% of the American people when they started. We represent 80%, so watch out. Van Jones is a known communist. He has admitted it. He is a communist, Marxist, socialist, whatever you want to call him. And he's telling you very plainly that the leftist groups, critical thinking people, the leftist groups are involved with Occupy Wall Street. And they're going to spread their garbage to the rest of the American people any way they can. So here's what we've got. Video exposing how Occupy Wall Street was organized from day one by SEIU, Acorn Front, the Working Family Party, and how they all tie to the Obama administration, DNC, Democratic Socialists of America, Tides, and George Soros. Listen to the clip. And there's going to be a couple of spots in here that there's going to be dead air, and there was writing on the screen, and I'm going to read that writing to you while we're waiting for the next soundbite. So here we go. Listen very, very closely.
The occupation here at Occupy Wall Street is in its third week. You've heard that a lot. It sort of sounds like a good tagline. The reality is it has been more than 3 weeks that people have been here day in, day out. Can you imagine what that actually involves? A lot. With me is Nalini. She's been here since day one, and she's part of the organizing team and the outreach team that has managed to bridge the distance between that first day and this day, and between the grassroots folks here and the labor movement. It's all paying off. Today could be a turning point day as labor and community organizations march and declare their support of what's happening here at Occupy Wall Street. Nalini, you must be feeling pretty darn pleased with yourself, and you have a right to.
Well, I'm so glad. I'm proud of everyone, because everyone is outreach here, and everyone has done an incredible job of, bridging the gaps between different cities all over New York, and also all over the occupations across the country. So today's going to be a great day.
Finally, some occupations we can believe in. Who are you? Are you some kind of trained organizer, activist, done this your whole life?
For the last couple of years, I've been working with the Working Families Party as an organizer.
The Working Family Party was established in the 90s by key members of the socialist organization, the New Party, Acorn and SEIU, and a coalition of other labor unions and community organizations.
We'll probably see some of it as we walk around. The General Assemblies, what are they?
General Assemblies is a chance to, for everyone to kind of report back on working groups, make some announcements about things that are going on, points of information, and also pass agenda items. So, we have proposals that are put on by working groups. Working groups are autonomous. They report back to the General Assembly, and as the General Assembly, we get to decide if it's something that's really extremely pertinent or it has to do with our security and ethical reasons. We decide on proposals together and come to consensus on issues.
The goal is to bring revolutionary change to states.
Let's talk about the issues and what you hope to change. If you had everything you wanted to come of this, what would that look like? I mean, if you, beyond surviving, beyond being here 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, if even half, say, of the changes you want in the world came about after this, what would that look like? What's your vision that keeps you going?
Well, it's hard to say, my particular vision, because I do believe in collective vision and collective, because we're all living together in this society. But I do, personally, as, an individual, I feel that, having people not living paycheck to paycheck and really kind of changing the infrastructure of our system because it hasn't worked for us, and really questioning, I know people have been questioning it, but saying and actually trying to change the capitalist system that we have today, because it's not working for any of us, and just really begin that conversation. And it started to begin, and it's going to grow, of how do we really reform and bring, sort of revolutionary change to these states, and how do we actually, move forward from there. So if that comes out of this, that is a great starting point as well.
The coalition of labor unions and community organizers.
As far as, the importance of labor joining, it's huge. Labor is under complete and utter attacks these days from corporate America and from, the management aspect of things. And to have these folks who shut down New York City back in the 20s and in the 30s, to have them really joining this, new age radical movement is really awesome to see, because we want to get them back to their roots as well.
And the community organizations?
Yeah, same thing as well. Community organizations they've been fighting for this stuff for years, and it's great that we can all join under this one overarching topic, that it's like corporate greed, and it goes on to so many of what community organizations work on, that is in itself a beautiful thing to just see it all kind of merge together. It's just, the pieces of the puzzle are coming together.
The pieces of the puzzle are coming together. The enthusiasm about Occupy Wall Street is spreading out. At last count, how many occupations do you think are happening around the country? And I don't mean to put you on the spot, but a ballpark idea?
Around the country, I would believe there's like 29 to 32. I'm going to ballpark that figure. Around the world, there's about 57 going on.
Thanks so much for joining us. We hope to stay in touch with you. Keep it up.
Well, there go your freedoms, right down the toilet. But did you notice how excited she was? Because she was a perky young girl, and she was just sitting there, and it was just so much fun. And it's so excited, and I'm so happy. And we've got to get rid of these evil people who want to make money. And geez, you look at this stuff and you go, come on, lady, wake up and smell yourself. She's just so tickled pink that all of this is going on. All of this is just going on, and it's so great. But do you see what they've done? They're trying to grab the Occupy Wall Street. They couldn't do it to the Tea Party because the Tea Party people wouldn't let them in. The Information Nation. I'm your host, Ken, on Orion Talk Radio. OrionTalkRadio.com. Hey, hit the chip in button. Throw us a couple of nickels, would you please? Or call your buddy Obama if you happen to be one of those liberals out there and ask if we could borrow a couple of bill. We're gonna, we won't pay it back. We'll just take it. Okay, anyhow. So we've got these people on Occupy Wall Street, and they're running around complaining about the bankers. The problem being is it's not the bankers that are doing it to you. Oh, they have a part in it. But what it should be is Occupy Washington. the House, the Senate, and the White House. Because that's where your money's coming from. Oh, yeah, the bankers tell them, hey, we need money. And they go, duh, yeah, okay. Let's look at something that's just pure disgusting. Michelle Obama's goodwill tour of Africa cost the U.S. taxpayers at least $425,000, a watch group says. Now, what's really interesting is the Air Force manifest indicates the in-flight meals for 21 passengers cost over $900. First daughters Malia, 13, and Sasha Obama, 10, listed as senior staff in manifests. These people know how to play the system. I'll tell you that. Because, last week I told you very plainly, Michelle Obama has spent over $10 million in 1 year going on vacation. With that kind of money there, hell, I could take 10 families on vacation. $1 million apiece. This woman spends our money like it's hers. No, she spends it like it's ours. If it was hers, she probably wouldn't spend it. But here's where your problem is. We have a corrupt government in the White House, in the Senate, in the House of Representatives, and you're in New York City. Get the hell out of New York City. The only thing that I could say in New York City is if you went to the New York Fed and protested there. But also get your butt into Washington, D.C. and go to the White House, the House of Representatives, the Senate, the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve isn't part of our government anyhow. How many people on this station have got to tell you, and other stations have got to tell you, that the Federal Reserve is not part of the federal government? It's a private banking organization that is using your money to help their buddies out. Timothy Geithner can't pay taxes, but he can go to Europe and tell them how to run their economies and say, hey, yeah, we'll give you 10, 20, 50, $100 billion. How in the hell can we give out money when we don't have it? This is what I'm saying. It's insanity. And if you don't think that this movement isn't trying to be hijacked by the liberals, I just proved it to you. That it's being hijacked by communists, by socialists, by revolutionists, by Marxists, whatever you want to call them, by fascists. Pick a name. I think it's great, but the problem being there's a lot of good people at Occupy Wall Street. The problem is they're getting disinformation, and this is a distraction from the real problem. And the real problem is that we don't have anything anymore. You heard that idiot, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, head of the DNC. Oh, everything's wonderful. Played that in the first hour for you. Oh, the economy's fine. Yeah, feed me another load of crap. And in the meantime, China warns Russia of a coming American great event. I don't think they're talking about Christmas or Thanksgiving. A shocking new Federal Security Services report on Prime Minister Putin's meeting this week with one of China's top military leaders is warning that the United States and its Western allies are in an active preparation for the unleashing of a series of catastrophic events over the coming year designed to throw the world into chaos from which they hope global economic and social order can be restored. According to this FSB report, China's Ministry of State Security were given the outlines for a massive plot by former Blackwater mercenary named Brian Underwood, who was a contract security guard for the U.S. consulate in China, who believed his actions in getting this information to China and Russia would help avert an apocalypse. Underwood was subsequently been arrested by the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation, who stated in their arrest report of him that, according to the superseding indictment from about March 1st, 2011 to August 5th, 2011, Underwood knowingly and unlawfully attempted to communicate photographs and other information relating to the national defense of representation of the People's Republic of China, blah, 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 blah. Basically, what he's saying is, you think 9/11 was something, they're going to throw the whole world into war. There's people out there going, oh, no, 9/11 wasn't an inside job. What the hell? Come on. You think these governments sit back and they go, oh, we can't do this. The people will, they won't like us anymore. They can give a rat's ass about you. You think they care? We're talking about them wanting to throw the whole world into war. And it doesn't stop there. Russian leader tells top generals, prepare for Armageddon. A grim Federal Security Service report on Prime Minister Putin's plan to meet with China, this kind of same thing. The plans for this global war the Americans are preparing to launch were the first revealed to China's state from former Blackwater mercenary, blah, blah. And people sit back and go, oh, no, they wouldn't do that. The hell they wouldn't. These people don't care. These people just don't care. I'm going to show you how much they don't care. You heard about that gang of 12? The bunch of yo-yos, 6 senators and 6 House of Representatives people that are supposed to sit back and cut, I don't know, $2 out of the budget over the next 50 years or whatever the hell it is. The gang of 12 gets money, $83,930 worth. Representative Dave Kapp, $26,500. Representative Xavier, first one's a Republican, second one's a Democrat, $15,000. Senator Max Backus, Democrat, $10,000. James Clyburn, Democrat, $9,000. John Kerry, Democrat, $8,930. I don't know why he wanted to change, too. Representative Fred Upton, Republican, $5,000. Senator Rob Portman, Republican, $4,500. Representative Jeb Harsling, $3,000. Senator Pat Toomey, $1,000, Republican. Senator Chris Van Hollen, Democrat, $1,000. The total is $83,930. So, you think they're not being bought? Oh, they wouldn't do that. Yeah, right. And Barack Obama that just has a tan. Come on, people, let's wake up here. These people are bought. They're bought so much it's not even funny anymore. And they will start a war. You think they care about you? You think they care about the slugs out there? They could care less about us. The only thing they care about is lining their own damn pockets. That's all they want to do. They put the money in their own damn pocket. It's the same old show me the money thing. So here you got people that are supposed to be cutting stuff, and they just took $83,000, almost $84,000 in, shall we call it campaign contributions? Or would you rather call it what it really is, a bribe?